Flames ripped through the night sky, illuminating Boston's darkened streets as sirens wailed and terrified neighbors huddled together, watching everything they knew turn to ash. In the early 1980s, a city gripped by fear asked, who was setting Boston ablaze and why? This is the story of the Boston arson spree. It began subtly at first. A small fire in Dorchester, then another in Roxbury. A string of blazes that seemed, at first, unrelated. But as the months wore on, the pattern grew impossible to ignore. Apartment complexes, warehouses, even historic buildings succumbed to unforgiving infernos. Each time, the smoke curled skyward, choking the city and stoking unease. Firefighters, already stretched thin, found themselves racing from one disaster to the next, often risking their lives for strangers. By the end of 1983, Boston was burning at a rate unseen in its history, more than 1,000 suspicious fires in just a few years. The public's anxiety became palpable. Rumors spread like kindling. Was this the work of a single pyromaniac, or something more sinister? Insurance fraudsters, organized crime, or a madman with a vendetta against the city itself? Families clung to their children, watching the skyline for telltale orange glows. The Boston Fire Department, battered and overworked, pleaded for help. Investigators scoured charred ruins, sifting through debris for clues. A melted gas can here, the faint scent of accelerant there. "We're not sleeping," one firefighter confided to the press. "We just wait for the next call." Then came the shocking twist. In early 1984, federal agents working with local authorities uncovered a pattern that pointed not to hardened criminals, but to a group of men with intimate knowledge of fire. Several were firefighters themselves, others were police officers or civilian fire buffs. Their motive, investigators suspected, was to draw attention to budget cuts that threatened the fire department's funding and jobs. By creating chaos, they hoped to force the city's hand. Yet even as suspicion mounted, the city shuddered with uncertainty. Was it really possible that the very people sworn to protect Boston were behind its torment? The investigation pressed on, but evidence was elusive, and the fires continued. Night after night, the city waited, wondering if the next siren would be for them. In the end, a break in the case led to a string of arrests. Some of Boston's own firefighters and accomplices confessed, their shocking betrayal sending ripples of anger and disbelief through the community. The ringleaders faced prison time, while others lost their careers and reputations forever. Though the flames were finally extinguished, scars, emotional and physical, remained. For many, trust in those meant to serve and protect was shaken. It begs the question, when guardians become the threat, how does a community ever feel safe again? What would you have done, faced with that burning uncertainty?